This question is given in GATE 2014. Let me read it out for you. Consider the following 4 schedules due to 3 transactions indicated by subscript. So which means they are saying that there are 4 schedules given, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these 4 schedules are containing 3 transactions. That is why R1, R2, R3, which means subscript is saying that this is the transaction in which this action belongs to, using read and write on data item X. So they are explaining everything in words. So till now whatever conventions we followed, everything they are explained in words, right? Denoted by R of X and W of X respectively. So they are saying that if you are doing read on data item X, then it is R of X, and if you are doing write on data item X, it is W of X. Now which one of them is conflict serializable? Out of these 4 options, they are asking which one is conflict serializable. Okay, so now we have these 4 transactions, these 4 schedules given and 3 transactions given. So for each one, let me draw the graph, precedence graph. So T1, T2 and T3, right? And let me check for each action what are the conflicting actions in each schedule. So now if it is R1 of X, then what is the conflicting action for it? See, the action has to be from a different transaction, and also it should be on the same data item. So, and it should be right. So this is not a conflict. This is not a conflict because 1 and 1, which means these 2 actions are from the same transaction, right? See, if you are not able to do it this way, better draw it in terms of the table and you can solve it, right? Otherwise, if you can do it this way, just follow it. Now R1 of X, W1 of X, these 2 are not conflicts because both are from the same transaction, right? And then R1 of X and R3 of X, not a conflict because both are read options, read. And R1 of X and W2 of X, yes, it is a conflict. So why is it a conflict? Because see this, these 2 I am talking about. Why is it a conflict? Because this one is from transaction 1 and this one is from transaction 2, and both are on the same data type and one of them is right. That is why it is a conflicting action, right? So what does this conflicting action say? T1 and then T2, therefore T1 and then T2. Okay, this is done. Now let's go for this. Now these 2 are conflicting actions because one is read, one is write, and one is second transaction and other is first transaction, and both are on the same data type. These 2 are conflicting. So what about this? This is saying that R2 and then R1. So which means T2, transaction 2 and then transaction 1. So like this. It is saying R2 and W1, which means transaction 2 followed by transaction 1. Now if you draw like this, there is a cycle. Since there is a cycle, we can say that this particular schedule is not conflict serializable. So this is definitely not conflict serializable, right? Okay, now let's look at the second schedule. T1, T2, T3. Now if you observe this one is R2X and here it is W2X. See, these 2 are not conflicting because both are read and read, and this is W2, which means both are from the second transaction only, and this is from third transaction but it is read, and this is from first transaction which is write. So therefore these 2 are definitely conflicting. Now what does this conflict say? R2 followed by W1 means T2 followed by T1, therefore T2 has to occur first and then T1. This is what this conflict is saying. This is over. And now let's look at this one. Now these 2 are conflicting because both are acting on the same data type, both are from different transactions, and one is read and other is write. Okay, now it is saying that R1 followed by W2, which means T1 followed by T2. So it is saying this thing. Now if you see this, there is a cycle, therefore we can say that this is not conflict serializable, right? Now let's look at option C. In option C, let me write it here, T1, T2 and T3. Now if you look at option C, the first one is R3X and then R2, so as long as these are reads, there is no conflict, and yes, there is a conflict here. The reason is one is from third transaction, other is from second transaction, and one of them is right and both of them are on X only, right? So this conflict is saying that 3 and then 2, which means first T3 and then T2. So like this is what it is saying. Okay, and now again this one is conflicting with this one, right? Now this transaction is saying that, this conflict is saying that R3 followed by W1, which means 3 and then 1. So after 3 only 1. Okay, and now coming to the next one, this one is not conflicting with this, not conflicting with this, because both of them are from the same transaction. Conflicting with this. It is saying that, this conflict is saying that R2 then W1, which means T2 then T1, T2 then T1. This is what it is saying, right? As of now there is no cycle, so let's continue. And now let's see this one. This one is conflicting with this one because it is saying that R1 and then W2, therefore T1 followed by T2 should be the order, T1 followed by T2. Yes, now there is a cycle, therefore it is definitely not conflict serializable. Now let's look at the fourth option. See, since 3 options are wrong, definitely the answer must be the fourth one, but anyway let's check it. So T1, T2 and then T3. Now if you look at the first one, R2 of X, no conflict, no conflict, no conflict, conflict. Now this conflict is saying that 2 followed by 1, R2 followed by W1, which means it should be 2 followed by 1. Yes, correct. And then this one is yes, there is a conflict with this, and this conflict is saying that W2 and then R3, which means T2 followed by T3, right? T2 followed by T3. And then this one is, yes, there is a conflict. This conflict is saying that W2 followed by R1, which means T2 followed by T1. Yes, it is already there. And again there is a conflict here, W2 followed by W1, which means T2 followed by T1, isn't it? Okay, now let's look at this one. No conflict. Yes, there is a conflict. This conflict is saying that T3 followed by T1. Why? R3 followed by W1, therefore T3 followed by T1 here. And then again this is not a conflict. It is not a conflict because both of them are from the same transaction. Got it? So now if you observe it, there is no cycle here, right? And so this is conflict serializable, right? You can also find out what is the serial schedule it is equivalent to. Okay, anyway answer is D, which means fourth option. Got it? Okay.